Hey, my name is S.W.R, and you clicked on this video because you're either curious or interested in speedrunning Ruler Rose. So this is going to be the introduction section of the video where I'm just going to go through the basics of the game to give you a general idea of what the game's about in case you have no clue what Ruler Rose is. So if none of that interests you, then please feel free to use either the timestamps underneath the video or in the video description below to skip to a section that you're interested in. So Ruler Rose is a survival horror game on the PlayStation 2. Now, because of how pricey it is to get a physical disc of the game, we allow both console and emulator runs. A rough estimate of your first speed run is probably going to be about 3 hours, so make sure you have some time dedicated to learning the game and running it. And I do have to forewarn you that the game has some really bad combat systems, and the game's pacing in terms of speed running and overall is pretty bad. So if none of these things discourage you, then let's proceed to the first chapter of the game. So we're here at the title screen. When you're starting your timer, you want to start the timer when you hit new game. So we'd start the timer now. So there's cutscenes you're going to skip here. And then we're going to see Jennifer opening a storybook. So hold right on the D-pad and just spam circle until you get the exit notification at the bottom. So this is the Little Princess chapter. It's pretty straightforward and easy. Once all this dialogue is done, we're going to be taking Jennifer to the shed. So it's just a straight shot, and you're going to be making a right at a fork to reach the shed. Before you make a right, though, you're going to encounter a little cutscene here, Brown crying. So once this cutscene is done, head right. So now that we're in the Strange Hill section, east side, you want to take Jennifer into the shed. Inside the shed, we're going to be picking up a boarding pass, and a collar. After you pick up the boarding pass and the collar, you want to take Jennifer back to the fork in the road, but then you want to go left to the orphanage. So when you transition to the front gate of the orphanage, you're going to get a little cutscene play out that you can't really skip any dialogue. But after this dialogue is done, you want to take Jennifer to the left and go around the corner to the back side of the orphanage. So continue moving Jennifer forward here, and then you're going to turn a corner. We're going to approach a box, and we're going to go into our inventory and select the boarding pass and use it on the box to open up a door. So hit start here and then select the boarding pass and use it. So just continue taking Jennifer here to the right side and just go straight through a gate. And we're going to take her to the front of the orphanage. The front doors of the orphanage. So once you're in front of the front doors of the orphanage, just head inside, hit X, and head inside. So once again, we're going to get a little cutscene here, in-game cutscene with some dialogue. Well, Jennifer's going to try the door. She can't get out, so turn her around and head straight into the orphanage, the main hallway of the orphanage, and then we're going to get some dialogue. So skip the dialogue and then run up the steps. And we're going to take her into the filth room. So just continue following Joshua here. Just continue following the little boy. So head left here into the filth room, and as soon as you enter the filth room, just turn Jennifer around and exit out. You don't have to look at anything in here. So just exit the way we came in, and we're going to see another little cutscene of Joshua running away. So just continue following Joshua down through this doorway and down a long hallway. So now we want to take Jennifer up these steps. And then head to the door on our left here. So head left around the corner here and continue following Joshua. And head inside the attic. So what you want to do here is, after this cutscene's done, you want to take Jennifer up to where Joshua is, talk to him, and then once the dialogues are skipped or done, you want to press start and select the storybook and use it. And then spam circle to exit out as soon as you can. So now we have another cutscene here we can't really skip. It's an in-game cutscene. So after the ashes to ashes, dust to dust, just spam X because you're going to get some dialogue you need to skip, some text boxes. So we're going to be taking Jennifer now outside of the attic, and we're going to go down to the first floor of the orphanage and take her out back to that center area that we saw in the cutscene. Once we're out here in the inner court, you just want to go towards this grave, spam X, and hit start. And you'll be skipping the ending cutscene, and that's the end of the Little Princess chapter. So as soon as the unlucky Clover field starts, you want to spam start and then hold the left control stick in any direction. So when this cutscene loads in, Jennifer's moving right away, so you can activate the in-game dialogue as fast as you can. Once you hear Joshua's voice over the intercom, you can stop holding the control stick in whatever direction you're holding it in. So Joshua is going to be giving us some dialogue here, and you can either say yes or no. It's always faster to say yes than no in any of the options.
Good girl. Jennifer, you know you've been a bad girl. And bad girls need to be punished, don't they? You're a brave girl. Anyway, I'll be the one giving the orders around here, okay? Clever girl. Now, I'm going to give you your first order. Every month you need to find a gift and bring it to the Aristocrat Club. If you don't, I'll kill you. Is there anything about this that you don't understand? Yes? Oh well, it doesn't really matter what you say. You see, Jennifer, there are really only two kinds of people in the world. Those who take orders and those who give them. And from now on, I'll be giving the orders. Not fair? Well, dear Jennifer, nothing's fair here. You will follow my orders or else. For I am the prince, and the prince rules. This is your life, but you'll play by my rules. Let the games begin, dear Jennifer.
So once Jennifer is free here, we're going to take her straight forward and interact with a bucket. So interact with the bucket here, and then Jennifer is automatically going to place it where it belongs. We're going to be skipping some text boxes here, some dialogue. And it's going to ask if you want to save. You can save here if you want. If you need a save point, I wouldn't recommend it until you get to a boss fight to save. So hit exit. And we're going to take Jennifer outside of the filth room. So now we gotta go take Jennifer to the Aristocrat Club door. So we're gonna go around the corner here. I like to switch the camera angle here. So we're going to take her up some steps now, and then we're going to just go straight to the Aristocrat Club door. So once this little intro cutscene of the door is done, run forward and interact with it, and then just exit out. hit the exit option, or the quit option. Skip some dialogue here. It's telling you it needs a butterfly, so just turn Jennifer around. And we're going to take her downstairs. So once we exit out, we're going to get a little cutscene here with Amanda and a butterfly. So we gotta go chase after that butterfly. This is basically a straight shot. You just go straight for a while and then you go up some steps. So let's take Jennifer around this corner and we're gonna go through, I think it's 3 doors and then up some steps. Get a cutscene here, Brown being tied up. There's nothing that we can do right now, so just continue heading straight. So we're gonna go up these steps to where Olivia's crying. And just approach Olivia and approach the fork and the green butterfly on the ground. Just gonna ask if you want to take it. Say yes. So after this dialogue with Olivia, approach the fork again. And Jennifer is automatically going to take the fork, which we never use in the speedrun at all because it's a really bad weapon. And we also get the green butterfly. So now we just have to backtrack all the way to the Aristocrat Club door, where we need to insert the green butterfly into the door. So we're going to get a combat tutorial here, which we're totally just going to skip and avoid. You don't have to fight this imp at all. So just skip the basic tutorial of how to do the combat, combat buttons and whatnot. Just run away. Once again, just take her up the steps and head towards the Aristocrat Club door. So when we approach the door, we're going to choose the make an offering option and then select the green butterfly. So the butterfly gets rejected. We're gonna get a little cutscene here, and an item's going to drop. So we're gonna run forward and pick up this item that's on the floor. So now we need to take Jennifer back downstairs towards the filth room. But first we have this cutscene here with Gregory where he hands us a story. So we just want to quickly go through the story and hit circle when we can to exit out of it. So yeah, just take Jennifer to the filth room where we first started the game, where before we approach the filth room we're gonna get a little cutscene of a door opening that we can go through. So we want to take Jennifer inside this room and press a button that's on the wall, which is going to lower the scissors so we can go pick them up in the filth room. And we're going to use those scissors to cut Brown down. So now we have the scissors. Let's take Jennifer to where Brown was earlier and go cut him down. So here, just run forward and hit start and then select the scissors and use them. And then we're going to get some dialogue about Brown. Once that dialogue is done, we're going to hit start and use the collar on him. So now we're going to get some tutorial dialogue / text boxes about how to use commands with Brown. We're just going to skip through it, and then we're going to go through the door that we entered to get to this area and quit the tutorial. So you want to hit no. You don't want to return to the tutorial. So now we're going to go back to the area where we picked up the green butterfly. So just head that way. You want to skip the cutscene of Martha being dragged up the steps. And I'll head upstairs. So we're going to take Jennifer to the right here and pick up an item on the chair. And then we're going to go to the door and we're going to equip that broken copper leaf and have Brown find it. And then we're going to use the key, the one leaf key on the door. So as soon as you enter here, I like to spam triangle to make Brown go find the item. And if you're good enough at angling Jennifer at the right place, you can actually pick up the item before it even spawns in. Here I screw up and accidentally interact with the door. So, and then Brown just stops looking for the item. So now we have the 2-leaf Clover key. So we're going to take Jennifer and Brown out of here, and we're going to head to the door, the 2-leaf Clover key door. But before we head there, there's going to be another item on the floor we have to pick up. It's going to be Martha's hat. So we're going to pick it up. And just like we did before in the previous door, we're going to get in front of it, hit start. We're going to put the hat in the find box, and then we're going to use the key, the 2-leaf key. So we're going to take Jennifer around the corner into Martha's room, and then as soon as we're in Martha's room, you want to spam triangle and make Brown find another item. So we got a dirty rag now. So now we have to, after this dialogue, we have to take Jennifer downstairs. And we're going to take her through the smoking room to another side of the airship, where we're going to go find the 3-leaf Clover key door, or key for the door. So we're going to take her through the smoking room here. And we're going to take her here to the left side. And we're going to get in front of a giant sheet. And as soon as we're in front of this giant sheet, we're going to hit start. And we're going to find the dirty rag. And then we're going to spam triangle. And Brown's going to tear down this sheet. Then we're going to run Jennifer forward here and pick up the key, the 3-leaf key. So now we need to go back to where the doors are and go use it on the 3-leaf door. So this time we're just going to hit start and just use it. I'm going to take Jennifer around the corner here to Amanda's room. You're going to see Amanda looking at a box. So you want to enter this room, but you don't want to interact with Amanda. You just want to move Jennifer forward so Amanda moves. And as soon as Amanda moves, just exit the room. And we're going to get a cutscene we're going to have to skip. As soon as the cutscene is done, we're going to take Jennifer back into the room and pick up the butterfly box. We need to pick up the butterfly box for the blue butterfly to spawn in. It doesn't spawn in if you don't pick it up. So now we're going to take Jennifer to the opposite side here in the corner, and this is where the blue butterfly spawns in. So Brown's going to go scare the blue butterfly away, and we're going to have to go chase after it. Just requires Jennifer going into in a circle, basically. So it's going to take us through the door that we entered earlier. So we're going to run up to where the blue butterfly is. We're going to be skipping a cutscene. And then you want to spam X right away to pick up the blue butterfly and then just run away. Most of the time you'll avoid getting hit, but there's going to be some times that you may get hit by some of these imps. So now you just have to do your best navigating the hallway back to the Aristocrat Club doors. You see here I get grabbed, so it happens. Just dodge all the imps that you can, right, to the best that you can. So if you remember where we had the first tutorial, the battle tutorial, and it introduced us to the imp, well, there's a rat imp there now. Sometimes the rat imp will see you, sometimes it won't. It sees me here and attacks me, so you want to take Jennifer around the corner, then go a little bit wide here to avoid this group. I do a really bad job at avoiding them, so... Once again, just take Jennifer upstairs to the Aristocrat Club door, make an offering with the blue butterfly, and that's going to be the end of the Unlucky Cloverfield chapter.
I don't know. Why not? What?
It's her first time.
Yes, she's new. So, pass?
So we're going to get a cutscene here after Jennifer enters the door, and you just want to skip it. So now we're on the Sir Peter chapter. Just got some in-game dialogue here with Joshua. And then we're going to be waking up in the filth room again. Once we wake up in the filth room, you want to pick up the letter that Amanda's left for you. So after Jennifer's done reading this letter to Amanda, we're going to go to the rubbish bin and interact with it in the corner there, and then we're going to deposit our entire inventory into the bin. It's faster to deposit your entire inventory via the bin than it is to just going to the item menu and dropping everything individually. It's especially faster once you get better with menuing also in this game. I'm going to kind of take it easy and slow here. So now we're done with our inventory, we're going to exit. And we're gonna go take Jennifer to the lift. So usually we turn the corner here, instead we're gonna go straight. So we're gonna continue just going in a straight pathway here for a bit until we hit the lift. So there's the lift we have to take. So when Jennifer enters the lift, you want to go to the upper floor. Once we reach the upper floor, you want to take Jennifer up the ladder where we're going to get a cutscene that we're going to be skipping. So once the cutscene's done, we're going to take the lift back down to the lower area. And then we're going to go visit Amanda in her little shack. So we're going to take Jennifer to the left here and just go straight to Amanda's little shack area. Once we're inside, we just need to interact with Amanda and talk to her. So once we're done talking to Amanda, we just have to exit. You should get a note thrown at us here. Just go pick up the note, read it, and then we're going to be skipping some dialogue boxes with Amanda. So don't run in Amanda's direction. We want to go back to the filth room because Sir Peter the bunny rabbit's already spawned in. So take Jennifer around the corner here, avoiding that stool that's on the floor, which you can get caught up in. Before we can enter, though, Gregory's here again. We'll skip the dialogue box when Gregory says and head inside. Once we're inside, you want to pick up the storybook first, which is in the far back, which is going to spawn in again Sir Peter. And then you want to pick up the droppings that are on the floor afterwards. So here's the storybook. Once again, you have to go through it and read it, so hold right and just spam circle. And then turn Jennifer around here and pick up the droppings. We need the droppings here because there's going to be 2 RNG sections of where Sir Peter's going to be hiding in some bathroom stalls and some boxes. So we need Brown to pick out where Sir Peter is. So we're going to enter this door here and make a right, and instead of like making a left to where the tutorial was for Brown, we're gonna make a right here into this door. The backup parts room. Sir Peter's going to be in here. Brown's going to scare Sir Peter away, and then we're going to just follow Sir Peter. So we're gonna make a right here and go around. So Sir Peter's going to go through a door that's going to be locked. So you want to take Jennifer to the table that's over here. You want to pick up a knife, which we're going to be using, and then you want to look under the table. So don't follow Sir Peter because he's going to the door that's locked. So instead we're going to head over here to where we found the 3rd leaf Clover key. There's going to be some health items on the floor. I highly recommend you pick up these health items for the Hoffman fight until you get really good at the Hoffman fight where you won't need any health items. Especially pick up the mince pie that's in here. So we're going to enter the smoking room where we're going to be fighting 2 regular imps and a rat imp. So if we want to equip the kitchen knife, and then we want to equip the droppings too. So what I like to do is I like to go to the far back enemy and try and take him out, which is the rat imp. Or the one of the regular imps, excuse me. It's a bunny, not a rat imp. And you just want to just focus the enemies down as best as you can. Sometimes Brown will help you out, and sometimes he won't. So, as soon as this fight is done, I like to put Brown in the sit position here, or the stay position, because there's going to be an imp with a golden knife around the corner here, and there's a good chance that the imp's going to attack Brown. We need Brown at full health for the Hoffman fight, so ignore that imp and run into the men's lavatory or bathrooms here, then spams triangle, and then Brown's going to find the stall where Sir Peter's hiding in. This is the first RNG section of the run. So now we need to backtrack all the way back to the area of where the filth room is. But remember to head to the right section over here to spawn in Sir Peter again. And now we want to head to the filth room area. So I highly recommend that you save here during your speed run, because there's a high chance that you're probably going to die to Hoffman, maybe once or twice. Once you get good at the fight, though, I mean, this is not necessary. You can totally skip this section, and it will be a nice time save for you. So we're going to go around the corner here, and we're going to approach the storage area on the right here and go through the door. This is the second RNG section of the run, so make sure Brown's in the fine. And he's going to find the box that Sir Peter's in. So it can be one of 3 boxes in here. The far right box is the best one because you can pick up the steel pipe right away. So I removed the droppings and equipped the steel pipe for the Hoffman fight. I removed the droppings because as soon as the Hoffman fight starts, I spam triangle to get Brown to attack Hoffman. And if he has something in the fine box, then he's going to react to that item. So the Hoffman fight's really difficult. What I like to do is I like to tank him with Brown. So as soon as the fight starts, as I just said, you want to spam triangle, and then you want to try and get as many hits in as Brown is attacking Hoffman. And then you want to repeat this 3 times. So I spam triangle here. Brown has a little trouble, and he starts attacking Hoffman, so I start attacking him too. So you see I get like 5 or 6 hits in. So you gotta wait for Brown to recover. You want to keep your distance too, because Hoffman can tackle you and get Brown to attack him again. So Brown has one more attack phase in him before his health is so low that he won't be attacking Hoffman anymore. So now I'm on my own here, and I'm just trying to attack Hoffman as much as I can until he enters his second phase where he slowly charges up his weapon. See, right now he's on his second phase now, so you can just quickly hit him. And that's the Hoffman fight for you. I think it takes around 19 hits with the steel pipe to defeat him. So once the Hoffman fight's done, you want to pick up that warm bag, and then we want to head to the Aristocrat Club door. So before we can head to the door, Amanda's going to be on the floor. I make a mistake here, and I actually talk to Amanda. You don't have to talk to Amanda here at all. You can just hit start and use the warm bag on her. So Sir Peter's going to go run off through the Aristocrat Club door. Amanda's gonna chase after, and then you just need to enter where you get a cutscene, and then that's the end of the Sir Peter chapter. So Jennifer wakes up here, and she is presented 3 storybooks to choose from. So personally, I choose the storybook on the right hand side, which is the Mermaid Princess, because there is a weapon in that chapter that's really good. It's called the Meat Cleaver, And it's a huge upgrade from the shovel. So pick up the meat cleaver so we can use it on not only the boss fight in that chapter, but another boss fight in another chapter we'll be doing here soon. So after all this dialogue is done, you want to take Jennifer to the right storyboard, or storybook, and select it. Before you enter the chapter, I was going to ask if you want to save. You can save if you want, but since this is a speedrun, hit no. So, skip the cutscene, and now we have a little in-game cutscene here. So after this cutscene's done, I take Jennifer to the corner of the bed and I pick up a health item for her. Because the mermaid boss fight's pretty annoying. I think it's more annoying than Hoffman, personally. So now we need to take Jennifer downstairs, where Eleanor and Meg are going to be. They're going to be having a conversation. You're going to overhear their conversation, and then after you overhear their conversation, you actually have to go up and talk to them, or else you won't progress the storyline for this chapter of the game. You don't have to pick up the item that's on the stool that Meg's sitting on. So you want to take Jennifer all the way out to where the lift is, that kind of section of the airship. Along the way there's a lollipop you can pick up. I highly recommend. Or that's not a lollipop, it's a candy. Sorry, the lollipops come later. Highly recommend you pick up as many health items as you can. And then later down the road, when you're trying to improve your time, you can just skip picking up some of the health items, if not all of them. The more confident you become in the combat. So instead of taking Jennifer to the left, you just want to go around it, like make a left and just continue going straight and then make a right. And then it's basically a straight shot for a while. So we're just going to continue following Hoffman. So you want to take Jennifer down these steps where the meat cleaver is going to be now. There is a small chance that when you're spamming X to pick up the meat cleaver, you can pick up the fish head, but it's a really rare instance. So now we're going to take Jennifer all the way back up and we're going to make a left. So once we transition to the next section here, there's going to be a few lollipops on the floor that you want to pick up. There's There's one of them. And then there's going to be another one. Now, until you feel confident about the boss fight, I recommend you go over here and you save. There's also, I think, another lollipop on the floor here you can pick up. Once you get, like I said, more confident about the boss fight, you can totally skip saving and coming over here to pick up the other health item. So now we're going to take Jennifer up these steps. You're going to see Diane. You just need to talk to her. So we're going to take Jennifer to the right here. And we're going to make the first left that we can. We're going to be encountering some fish imps. I like to hug the right side of the wall with the fish imps and just run through them. There's a good chance that you'll actually get stun locked for a bit by the fish imps. I think it happens to me here. If that just happens, just try and continue to move forward. And then hit a right here and approach the door. Once this cutscene's done, you want to enter the door. I think menu? Yeah, I like to menu before entering the door. So all you need to do is just equip the meat cleaver that we got. Doesn't matter when you menu, as long as you menu before the fight starts. So you approach the bed. Alright, so the mermaid fight's really annoying. Forgot how many stabs it takes. I think it takes like 29 or 31 stabs. So she's always going to vomit on the bed, so I like to go to the right side to try and despawn her. So the premise for this fight's really simple. You just want to approach her and just stab. Brown's kind of helpful a little bit in this fight because he'll give you a general direction of where she's going to spawn in. Once again, just approach her and stab. There's a good chance you'll get invincibility frames and she'll hit you and knock you down. So you just want to repeat this whole process of just approaching her and just stabbing her as much as you can. I think that the max stabs you can get in if you're really lucky is 5. But on average it's usually 1 or 2. Always keep Jennifer moving too, because when she spawns in there's a puddle of vomit on the floor. Or if you're stationary, you'll get hit by the puddle of vomit. So. Jennifer starts to limp here, so I heal her. An ideal boss fight is like you're not taking any damage or very little damage to where Jennifer starts limping. damage here, so I'm healing her again. See, what happened there is the Mermaid Princess, or Clara, got a lot of iframes, invincibility frames, so none of my attacks were hitting her. And she was just missing me, I think because of the distance. The final stab. So skip the cutscene. We'll be back to the original starting position of the chapter. Starting location. So as soon as Jennifer wakes up, you want to take her to the fish tank over here. And then you gotta read the storybook again. So after Jennifer writes something on the chalkboard, it's the end of the chapter. Then we're going to transition back to that location where the 3 storybooks are. I think I end up saving here? Oh no, I don't end up saving. So when Jennifer wakes up, you want to take the one on the left. The one on the left should be the Bird of Happiness, which is the easiest chapter out of all of them. It doesn't really matter which one you do. You can do the Goat Sisters or the Bird of Happiness. As long as you have the meat cleaver on you, it doesn't really matter. You just got to make sure you do the Mermaid Princess first. I just personally like to do the Bird of Happiness because it's a easy chapter and it's a nice little cooldown after that annoying boss fight. So when Jennifer wakes up, we're going to take her out of this room after Eleanor leaves. Jennifer's gonna overhear a conversation here. You have to listen between Diane and Meg. Excuse me, Diana and Meg. So ignore that. because it's pretty obvious where you need to go. So we're going to take Jennifer downstairs. And we're going to head to the clover leaf doors. So it's going to be pretty much a straight shot. So I'm going to take her up the steps here now. We're going to go through the one leaf clover door. So once you get through here, all you need to do is follow the pathway of the bird feathers to the bathroom. You want to enter the second stall here from the right, and then you need to spam X to skip a dialogue box, and then you have to watch an in-game cutscene.
Quiet. Quiet. You know what? You know what? What? I don't like her. I'll never get along with her. No chance, not ever. She's such a pain. Just terrible. I can't stand the sight of her. Yes, she had it coming. Yes, she deserved it. Are we too cruel? Heavens, no. You're right. It's her own fault.
So after this cutscene, you need to take Jennifer outside, and then you need to talk to Diana and Meg. So after this dialogue is done, we're going to take Jennifer around the corner and into a room. It's going to be the first room on the left. And then there are going to be 4 boxes we need to unlock. And as long as you have the passcodes or the key codes or the number codes ahead of time, like, you can solve the puzzle. So the first one's going to be 834. The second one's going to be 124. The third one's going to be 112, and then the last one's going to be 275. So I like to align Jennifer up based off of her left foot towards the center of the big box. So I avoid picking up an item that comes out of the third box. So just input the codes that I have listed. And then you're done with the chapter. So you want to skip the cutscene. And then just like the previous chapter, you got to take Jennifer to the storybook. She's going to read it again, and then she's going to write something on the chalkboard, and then you're done with the chapter. So same deal as before, Jennifer's going to wake up in this hub, and then you just want to choose the last storybook, which is the Goat Sisters, which is going to be in the middle. So, you know, the usual, skip through the storybook, spam circle to exit out as soon as you can. Skip the cutscene. So as soon as Jennifer wakes up here, I like to take her to the rubbish bin in the corner and empty out the inventory of unnecessary items. Unnecessary items being anything that we're not using, so you just want to keep health items and your meat cleaver. Now we're going to take Jennifer out of this area. And at the top of the steps, there's a lollipop that you want to pick up if you're in need of health items. Remember, this chapter has a boss fight. Or this storybook has a boss fight, unlike the previous one, where you avoid all combat. So as soon as Jennifer comes in here, I bring her to the right side, and it's just a direct shot to the item you need to pick up here. You need to pick up this item to progress the story. So we're going to take Jennifer through this loading area, and then we're going to make a left and just go straight. You want to follow where Meg's going, basically. So you want to take Jennifer to the first door on the right, I think. It's the one that has snow outside or ice outside. So go into your menu and you want to equip that item that we picked up, and you want to equip the meat cleaver. Put that item in the fine position, I mean. As soon as you go through, spam triangle to get Brown to move forward. He's going to knock over a snowman. You want to take Jennifer to the left side because the item's going to spawn on the left side. Despite the snowman kind of like falling in the middle. And then as soon as you're done with this, you're going to be locked in here and you have to fight a goat imp. The goat imp fight actually goes pretty bad here. I think he ends up knocking me down if I remember. You just want to stab him, I think, 5 times. He grabs on to me, that's right. He does that thing where he kind of teleports around too. The game kind of teleports him because the game thinks he's stuck. It's one of the annoying parts of Real Rose, is the teleporting fights. So bring Jennifer to the door as soon as the fight's done, and just wait for it to be unlocked. Now we need to backtrack a bit. We gotta go talk to Eleanor and Diana. So skip the dialogue, and then you need to go up and talk to them after this. And Diana's gonna hand you an item, and then you can go to the final section of this chapter, where the boss fight is. So as soon as you get this torn love letter, you can exit out. I want to take Jennifer's forward, and then make a left here. And then it's pretty much a straight shot. You want to take Jennifer all the way to the aristocrat club door, but before you hit the second floor, you know, you go up those steps and you hit the second floor. You want to go to the door that's on the right side on the first floor, right next to the steps. But yeah, as I said, this is just a straight shot. Just continue walking forward for a while. You have imps that spawn in here. Just do your best to avoid them. They aren't that annoying. So as soon as Jennifer enters here, you just want to go to the right side of the door. I also go into my menu and I remove the torn page from Brown. Because once again, I like to spam triangle and try and get Brown to either attack or distract one of the goat sister bosses, I guess. I don't know if they have official names or not. So what I like to do is I try and group them together and attack them, but it's really hard to do. The thing that I guess is the best thing to do is single one out and just flank around them and stab them. If you're lucky enough, you can group them together and stab them both, but it's really hard. Brown's doing a horrible job at distracting them too. I hate how sometimes you stab them and they move forward too, so you can't stun lock them. As soon as the fight's over, you just want to take her to the grandfather clock and interact with it. And then you're practically done with the chapter. So as soon as Jennifer wakes up, you just want to take her to the left side here and pick up the page, the last page of the chapter, the storybook. Read through it and then exit out. So Jennifer's going to return back to that hub where the 3 storybooks are, but now that all of them are done, we have the opportunity to leave. So you want to leave. Just take Jennifer and walk her on the red carpet outside through the door. Jennifer's gonna get thrown into a rose garden. This is gonna be the Gingerbread House. It's a easy chapter. There isn't any combat in this chapter. All we do is we pick up a weapon that we use, and then we get stuck in a room, and then you leave. Pretty simple chapter. As soon as this dialogue's done, you want to take Jennifer outside of this rose garden. And then you just want to follow Gregory here to his house. So before you enter the house here, you want to make a right, because we're going to go pick up the shovel, which does more damage than the meat cleaver. Because the following chapter, we're going to have gauntlets of fight. And I think the shovel is 1 less hit on a bunch of enemies. And you end up fighting, I think it's a total of 12 or 13 enemies. So technically a hit takes about 2 seconds, so it saves about 26 seconds to it's 26 seconds faster with the shovel, but then you got to take into account how long it takes you to walk over there, and if you do the math, it saves a little bit of time. Plus it gives you range compared to the meat cleaver. So take Jennifer down here to the basement where Gregory's reading a story. And now Jennifer's gonna get locked in here. So when Jennifer gets locked in here, you want to take her to that closet that has the bear on it, and then you need to shake it 3 times. Joshua the bear. So Wendy's gonna come by and rescue us. all you have to do is just wait by the door. Don't look or touch anything because it will just prolong the time it takes for her to unlock the door. So just wait by the door. After this, you want to take Jennifer upstairs to meet Wendy. You're going to go into Gregory's room on the right-hand side, and then you're going to leave the house and go back to where the rose garden is. So you're gonna encounter Wendy, just follow her into Gregory's like study room here on the right. You gotta run up to her and I think talk to her and then you can leave. Now we're just going to leave the house and go back to where the rose garden was at the start. And it's the end of the level after we talk to Wendy. So after all this dialogue's done, chapter's done, just skip through it. So once again, we're back in this hub world where the 3 storybooks are. You just want to exit again. This time, Jennifer won't get kidnapped. This is the Rag Princesses chapter. It's probably the worst chapter in the game, in my opinion, because it's long and tedious, and you have a lot of fights. So we're greeted by Brown here as soon as we load in. After this cutscene's done with Brown, as you see Joshua the bear is missing, you need to go downstairs to Amanda's shack and talk to her. Gregory leaves a storybook out for you. You need to go over there and pick it up. And then enter Amanda's shack. Skip through the book as usual and then enter and go talk to Amanda. You end up scaring Amanda here, and she tells you to go away. So you want to leave the shack, and then she's going to tell you to go check on Wendy in the sick room. So we want to take Jennifer basically back up to the Aristocrat Club door, but make a right. And then enter, I think it's the second door on the right to get to the sick room. So here's where you make the right, and then you want to enter the second door on the right here. Wendy's going to be on the floor. You need to go up and put her in bed, and then skip some dialogue and go back and talk to Amanda. So go up to Wendy and hit X. Now we need to take her downstairs. Take Jennifer back downstairs to Amanda's shack. So Amanda's gone, Diana's here. So what you want to do is you want to take Jennifer to the right side and interact with the sewing box here. And then you'll get stuck in a little cutscene here with Diana. So it's kind of like a two birds, one stone thing where you get through getting the fluff on the floor that you need to pick up, and then instantly trigger this cutscene. So I swing Jennifer around and pick up the fluff, the bear tail. And now we need to take Jennifer to the lift. You have to pick up the bear's tail, or the fluff, by the way, to progress the story. So you're gonna get a cutscene of Amanda dragging a body. Just continue heading straight forward to the lift. Don't follow where she's going. So next you want to get Jennifer to approach the lift, and then as soon as the lift starts to go up, turn her around because the power is going to be cut off. There's nothing you can do. You want to be as close to the door as you can. So now we need to take Jennifer all the way to where it's the door to the left of the smoking room. I forgot what it's called. I think it's like the maintenance room or something. So it's basically a straight shot through here. As soon as we pass through this door, you're thrown into the next door, excuse me. As soon as we pass through this next door here, you're thrown into a combat situation with a pig imp. You have to fight it. So I can't remember if I equipped the shovel before or after the fight starts. I think I equip it before. Okay. No, I lied. I equip it after the fight starts. Anyway, the pig imp is pretty simple. You just want to run up on it and just whack it. I think it's like 5 or 6 times. Let me equip the shovel here and go fight the pig imp. The pig imp might move back like most enemies do. If that happens, you just want to move Jennifer forward a little. Oh, which I don't do there. So go through the door. And we need to go through the dining table area here on the right side. There's a biscuit there if you need to pick it up for a health item, but I wouldn't. So I think we're going to enter the second to last door on the left here. So not this one, but the next one. The reason why I put brown in the sit position is, like, I've done it before in earlier chapters where we need brown to be at full health to help us out with a gauntlet fight. And there's going to be certain situations where he spawns, or pig imps are going to spawn in, and if brown's with us, he's just going to get run over. So you want to enter the maintenance closet and then chase after, I forgot what his name is, Xavier, I think? So you want to cut through the smoking room here because the kitchen is locked. So cut through the smoking room, and then you want to hit the door on the right here. So as you'll see here in this next area, there are going to be some pig imps that are going to be charging when we walk past them. So if Brown was with us, he'd take damage. So you want to enter the second door on the right here. Avoid the pig imps. And here's another case where Brown's going to avoid getting hit by a pig imp. If you feel like you're going to get hit, you can stun lock that one. The rest of these you can avoid. You want to go around the corner here and then hit the door on the left. And this is where that crank is going to be that we need to turn the generator back on. So when you exit here, the pig imp that's outside is really difficult to deal with. Most likely you're going to get hit and run over. You can try and stun lock it though. I think I end up fighting it because it ends up attacking Brown. It ends up getting stuck. Let's see. And we need Brown as a distraction during the gauntlet fights. So I just kill the pig imp so Brown doesn't take any more damage. So now we want to go around the corner here and just go straight into the kitchen. And then you just want to go straight through the kitchen here. Just ignore all the enemies in here. Now we're back in that main maintenance hallway where you want to where you want to enter the second door on the right. And then you just want to run up to the generator and use the crank on it, and then the power is going to be restored. So now that the power is restored, we need to take Jennifer all the way back to the lift. So luckily there aren't any imps spawned in because the power's returned. So yeah, just take her all the way back to the lift. So take Jennifer to the left here, and then you want to go to the upper level and climb the ladder up to the top of the airship, where you get a cutscene with Amanda. So after this cutscene with Amanda's done, you want to get back on the lift and go to the medium floor. Not the lower, but the medium or middle floor on the lift. And get ready, because you're going to have more fights to do, more combat to deal with. So I highly recommend that you save here. There's a bucket knight right in the corner here. These fights aren't that difficult, but if you're not super confident with the combat, then you can die. Well, first you want to go to the right here, and you want to pick up a health item. I think it's a lollipop. And then you want to take Jennifer to the center here, where there's where Joshua is. You also, as you saw there, you want Brown in the attack position, so he hopefully distracts some of the enemies during the first gauntlet fight here. So the first gauntlet fight's pretty simple. There are only 3 regular imps here. I like to go to the right side and focus one of them down while I pray to RNGesus that Brown distracts the other 2. I do, you know, the basic divide and conquer strat where you just focus one down and then you focus on another one down until they're all dead. You constantly want to move Jennifer around though too, so she doesn't get grabbed. So as you see, I'm spamming triangle here to tell Brown to go attack. So I downed one of them. Brown was kind and distracted another one for a while. And I try and lump them together here and just attack them. Simple fight. As soon as it's done, you want to make a left here and go forward. And then you want to make a left here and just go straight. Now you want to make the first left here, just go straight forward. The second gauntlet fight is going to have 4 imp enemies, and I think all of them have weapons, if not like 2 of them have weapons. So, you know, do the same thing before, tell Brown to attack, and then focus one of them down. I go over here to this one, because this one, I know this one has a weapon. Brown does a good job at distracting. Just focus them down. And there we go, done. go forward here and then make a right and just continue going straight. You want to make a right here. And then I think you want to make a left. So the final gauntlet fight is going to have 5 enemies. It's going to have, I think, 4 regular imps with weapons, and then you're going to have a pig imp. What I like to do is I like to just focus on the regular imps and then focus on the pig imp last. The pig imp's going to charge a lot, so you need to move Jennifer around. You can hear the pig imp charging here. Brown does a horrible job at distracting the regular imps. He's not barking at nothing. So once again I move out of the way of the pig imp. And now I just focus the pig imp down. So yeah, that's the end of the gauntlet fight, thank God. So you just want to take Jennifer forward here, and then you need to take her on the lift. Take her to the lower floor. That's the end of combat for this chapter. This camera angle can screw you over easily. Such a weird camera angle. So now we need to take Jennifer all the way back to the Aristocrat Club door. So we're in the section of where the Goat Sisters was. So you just want to make a right here and just go straight. So again, it's just a straight shot to the Aristocrat Club door. So Joshua the Bear is going to be on the floor here. You just need to walk up and pick him up. And offer him as an offering in the door, and then go through the door. So skip the cutscene, and that's the end of the annoying Rag Princesses chapter. So next up is the funeral chapter. As soon as you load in, spam circle to wake Brown up. 3 times. Brown's gonna free us. Now we need to take Jennifer downstairs to the main foyer of the orphanage. So you're gonna get a cutscene here with some of the orphans and with Hoffman. So once this cutscene's done, we need to take Jennifer to Hoffman's office. So we're gonna turn around and go through a door. I'm gonna go through the door that Eleanor's going through. So we want to take a right here, we're going to Hoffman's office, and then we need to talk to Hoffman. Get ready to get really annoyed by this looping music. So after Hoffman calls us a dirty wretch, we have to go talk to a bunch of orphans and get paper thrown at us.
Dirty wretch. Why are you always trying to get out of work? Can't you do your job like all the other children?
So we're gonna focus on the 2 kids in the main foyer hallway first. I think it's Xavier and Clyde or something. So we need to approach them first. Well, we're gonna get a cutscene, and then we need to approach them individually and talk to them. So after this happens, we need to take Jennifer out here. And then we're gonna get a paper thrown at us. I'm gonna pick up this paper. You have to pick up all pieces of paper before the final one spawns in. If you skip one, you can have it spawn in, but you still need to pick it up and read it. So now we're gonna take Jennifer down this hallway here, and we're gonna go to the kitchen, which is straight ahead here. Olivia's gonna be here, we just need to approach her and then leave. Now we need to take Jennifer a little down south, or straight ahead, to get a paper to spawn in. If you go to the right, it won't spawn in. So it's an annoying trigger. So take a right here, and now we're going to go up the steps, and then hit the first door on the left after the steps. This is Thomas's room, I think. What I like to do is I like to pick up some health items here for the gauntlet fights at night. So I'll pick up a mince pie here, and then I go over here to the shelf and pick up some lollipops, or a lollipop, and then I talk to Thomas. So exit the door, you're gonna get another paper thrown at us. I think I accidentally re-entered the door trying to pick up this piece of paper. Yeah, so don't do what I do here. So after this, we need to go to the second floor library. So we want to go through this door here and then hit the first door on the right. It's basically above the kitchen area, only on the second floor. So Meg's going to be in here. We just need to approach her and then hit X to try and talk to her and then leave.
Look.
We're almost done. After this, we have 3 other people to talk to. So when we leave here, try to leave through the door. We should get a piece of paper thrown at us. Boink. So now we're going to go to Amanda's room here on the right, the sewing room, and talk to Amanda. Another piece of paper thrown, pick it up, read, and then we gotta go talk to Diana. So continue down this hallway and then enter the next door on the right here. So once we're done with talking to Diana here, paper's thrown at us automatically. You know the deal, pick it up, read it, and then exit through this door on the right here. Last, we need to go to the balcony where Eleanor is. So we're going to cut through the hallway here, go through this door on the left, and then go straight forward to the balcony. Talk to Eleanor here. And then the paper spawn's pretty weird here. You have to go pretty far away from Eleanor to get it thrown at you. So now we need to take Jennifer down these steps, where she's going to get shoved and she's going to lose half of her health. So if we do everything correctly, then the final note should be spawned in down here. You pick it up and then it transitions to night. So nighttime, you're going to have to kill some specific imps. So as soon as we spawn in here, you want to take Jennifer through the doors to Hoffman's office. Like we're heading towards Hoffman's office, but we're going to go towards the center staircase instead, while avoiding all these regular imps. So we're going to take Jennifer to the room where Diana was, and we're going to go fight the rat imp. We're fighting the rat imp first because it has an axe, which is a upgrade weapon-wise compared to the shovel. First you need to trigger this cutscene of Wendy, though. After this is done, we're going to go upstairs. I equip the shovel here. It doesn't matter when you equip it. I also use a health item, I think, to recover Jennifer's health. So the rat imp, you just need to focus him down as fast as you can, because as soon as you start attacking the rat imp, a bunch of rabbit imps are gonna spawn in. So just focus him down, really. And then pray to R and Jesus that Brown distracts some of the rabbit imps. So as you see here, I just focus him down. He hits me a few times, which is annoying. Brown did a good job because the rat imp kind of got distracted. So as soon as this is over, pick up the lumberjack axe and then exit out. I think a bunny ends up grabbing me. Now we're going to go into Amanda's area, but I'm going to equip the lumberjack axe. There's going to be a pig imp in here. It's pretty simple, just focus on it and kill it. Move forward and attack it. So there we go, that one's done. Next we're going to go to the library and go kill a goat imp. So same thing as before, just try and focus the goat imp down. End up killing the regular imp, and then the game starts teleporting the goat imp around. It's so annoying. So now we're going to take Jennifer downstairs to the kitchen where there's a rat imp. Here's the rat imp. Once again, just run forward and try and focus it down. I think it ends up attacking me. And it ends up causing Jennifer to limp here, so I have to heal her. This rat imp trolled me really badly. So the last two are in the main foyer. Once you leave that foyer area and you trigger that cutscene of Wendy, they spawn in there. So it's a goat and a pig imp. The goat imp has like a scythe, so it has a long ranged weapon. I try and focus the goat down while avoiding the pig imp. And then, you know, you pray to RNGesus again that Brown distracts one of them or both of them. And the fight ends up going really badly here. I think I end up getting knocked down and attacked a lot, so... But I mean, it's the same strategy as the others, just divide and conquer while avoiding the pig imp. So Brown does a horrible job distracting them. And Goat Imp's getting sandwiched between Brown and I, so the game's just teleporting it. Horrible fight here. Close to death here again. I'm gonna heal up. Jennifer like automatically stands up because we end up killing the goat imp. I've never seen that before. That scared me when it happened. me just unlock the pig imp here. And we're done. Now we need to go to the center courtyard. Oh, Brown ends up collapsing. But he recovers here as soon as you go through this door. So we need to go approach a storybook that's on top of a coffin after this cutscene's done. Once again, skip through the storybook, and then we need to take Jennifer upstairs to the Aristocrat Club door. And that will be the end of the chapter. So we skip a cutscene here, and then we wake up in the next chapter. So as soon as Jennifer wakes up here, we gotta take her outside. Well, first I take her forward to the bookcase that's in the room to pick up a lollipop. And then we have to take her to the main foyer area.
What? Really? Really? How tragic.
Take Jennifer down here, and then Amanda's gonna tell her to go through this door.
Jennifer, over here.
Jennifer's gonna get shoved into this room here. And once she passes by Olivia here, and I forgot the other girl's name, I take her to the table there and pick up an item, a health item. I think it's a lollipop. And then you just gotta take her forward to talk to Eleanor, Meg, and Diana. And get ready for a semi-long cutscene here. You can't skip. As soon as the cutscene's done, we take her outside to go fight the final boss of the game.
Greetings, Princess. Please forgive all that I've done. Greetings, Princess Jennifer. Thank you very much for coming to our new Aristocrat Club. Greetings, Princess Jennifer. From now on, you'll be our new princess. Now, Well, Princess, please think up a new game. Please lead us. We are yours to command, Princess. Princess, go ahead! Guide us! We need you! We don't know what to do!
Look, it's windy. It's windy.
So take Jennifer out here into the main foyer, and then we're gonna get into the first phase of Gregory, or Stray Dog. So the first phase is pretty simple. You just need to get hit 3 times. So skip the cutscene here, and then just let Gregory hit you 3 times to spawn in Brown. So after the 3rd hit, Brown's gonna spawn in, and then you want to equip the axe and probably heal. As soon as you have the axe equipped, you want to spam triangle to get Brown to attack Gregory. And then once he's attacking Gregory, you just want to slash at him with the axe and stun lock him. And if you're lucky enough, you can one-cycle him. I come really close to one-cycling him here. I think he just needs 1 or 2 more hits, and then he's done. It's basically the same technique we use when fighting Hoffman. Just have Brown stun his animation and attack him. So run outside here, we get a cutscene with Wendy, and then we get the final phase of the boss fight. So after Wendy hands us the gun here, you want to just dodge Gregory's attack and just slash him once. And then when he begs for forgiveness, you just want to use the gun on him if you want to get the good ending. Or if you want to get the bad ending, just continue attacking Gregory till he dies. Depending on what speedrun that you're doing. With this guide, I'm going for the good ending though. So you're going to see me use the gun on him, and then spawn in the last chapter of the game. Technically the bad ending's faster, though, so... So here, trying to move out of the way. I think I ended up getting knocked down once. Here I think the game's going to spawn in his beg for forgiveness animation, but it doesn't. Brown's knocked out. Luckily he begs for forgiveness here, so just run up to him and use the gun.
I'm sorry, Joshua.
Skip the cutscene, and then we're on the final chapter of the game, Once Upon a Time. So this is pretty simple. You just need to take Jennifer out of the orphanage all the way to the shack where we picked up the collar and the boarding pass at the start. And that's the end of the game. End of the speedrun. So if you're looking to improve your time in Rule of Rose in your speedrun, there are a couple suggestions I can make. The first one is get better at the menuing. Second one is pick up less health items. The third one is don't save at all. And the fourth one is just practice your combat. And if you can do those 4 things, then you can improve your time. So when we enter the shed here, you have to go interact with Brown. And then as soon as Jennifer interacts with the chalkboard and you lose control of Jennifer, as in like you can't move her anymore with your controller, that's when you end your timer. So you end your timer now. And there you go. That's the end of Rule of Rose. Hopefully this guide helped you out with your speedrun. Feel free, once you're happy with your time, to submit it to the leaderboards. And if you have any questions, remember we have a Discord, not only for speedrunning, but I guess the fandom of Rule of Rose too, that you can join. So yeah, thanks for watching Speedward. If you have any suggestions or comments, or you want me to do another speedrun guide of a game that I speedrun, please let me know. So thanks for watching.
Say, where is my shame when I call your name? So please don't set me free. I'm as heavy as can be. I will do you harm. I will break my arm. I'm a victim of your charms. I want to be dead when I'm in bed. I can be so mean, you can beat me. I would like to shame you, I would like to blame you, just because of my love to you. And love itself is just as innocent as roses in May. I know nothing can drive it away. Though love itself is just as brief as a candle in the wind that is greedy, just like sin. Alone, but sane. I am a love suicide, 'cause candle in the wind. It is pure white.